All right. We got a package series today because I am live here casting a tournament, and guess who's rocked up? Reynor in the North American Weekly. He's up late. He doesn't normally stay up for this cup, and he's off racing Terran, and he is tearing his way through the bracket. This is Reynor in the top right playing Terran. He is going to be facing off now against a player who regularly stays up this late, fuels himself with that late night banana snack. It's MaxPax. So he's playing his main race. He's one of the very best Protoss players in the world. Definitely top 3 in my opinion, and just an absolute monster. Playing his main race, playing a tournament seriously up against Reynor, who's streaming, who's like, just having fun, man. He played the EU Cup as Protoss earlier today. Now he's playing Terran, of course. He is a Zerg player and a previous world champion, as well as runner-up multiple times. So he's an absolute beast. His Terran, though, can it stand up to a MaxPax? Now, he's going for a Marine here. Command center. Looks like he wants to do a command center on the high ground. Now, MaxPax, of course, respecting the one base wall off. He doesn't know what's going on in there, so he's got to assume there's a second gas, and that's why he's looking everywhere for proxies. But he didn't really change his build order, guys. He still went Nexus before Cybercore, which is a little greedy. It's on that greedier end of the spectrum, because the barracks is at home. As long as the barracks isn't on your side of the map, you don't need to build an early Zealot or anything like that. And little does he know, though, Reynor is just going for the command center. Now, if MaxPax decides to play this super safe, this could be a problem. However, if he does end up playing a bit greedy and just being like, you know what? Yeah, you might be doing a one base like Widow Mine drop, but I'm not really afraid of anything else, anything more serious, like a, tank Marine all in or something like that. Then if he plays that sort of greed where he just cuts a little bit of a corner here or there, just a small one, he can get in a very good position. He sees the reactor on that barracks. Now, that could be a sign of the 1-1-1 all in. Like I said, he's actually already committed a lot because he sent 2 probes out to check. You can see he's checked all the nearby areas for those common proxy locations. He's got an adept that's going to probe the front, and Reynor, on the other hand, going 3rd command center into factory. So he's going to be going Cyclones by default. Now, the good thing about Reynor's build up against the Stargate build, and that's kind of the whole plan here, by the way. Let's just explain Reynor's build. He says, hey, you have to worry about aggression. A lot of players play Phoenix if it's a one-base play because they want to be able to stop the Widow Mine drop, the Hellion drop, all those scary one-base plays, and it gives them early scouting. So Oracles or Phoenixes, or often Oracle into Phoenix play. And the thing is, you're already going Cyclone by default because you want a bit of flexible safety, so you're going for that very safe unit. And you're going for super greed with 3 command centers. Normally, Stargate's really good against someone who's like committing hard to an attack early because the Stargate always sees it coming just way ahead of time. And that's a big problem for the Terran player trying to make that work. Now, damaging Marines, good, but Reynor's not actually letting them get finished off, so that Adept will go down there. And nice play by Reynor. 3 Marines are in the red. Obviously, the Oracle could finish those off, but there's already a Cyclone on the way, and that's plenty of Marines to defend. You can see he's splitting the Marines as well. He's like, yep, good chance of an Oracle coming in. We've got 5 Marines on the natural, 4 in the main, plus the Cyclone. Now, the Oracle could focus the red ones down and then try to kill all 4 Marines, but it's risking it because you know there's a Cyclone about to pop out. MaxPax willing to take the dive. He gets 4 Marine kills, a very good start. He's going to get an SCV. Does he get a second one? Good pullback by Reynor. Keeps that second SCV alive. Oracle's still got its laser on, but the Cyclone's going to punish it. MaxPax way too greedy here, and he does get punished for that. So overall, yeah, 4 Marines SCV seems good, but losing the Oracle, very costly for a Protoss player. Well, that was his only real map vision. He does have a second Oracle, so he has 1 more. And he's going to be going Blink behind this, I believe. Because if he was going Charge, he would be building Phoenix right now as Antia. Otherwise, he has nothing that shoots up. Now, a Cyclone and a handful of Marines will push across the map. That means there's almost nothing at home, though. So this Oracle could come in and do damage. But MaxPax, it'd be kind of crazy to do that because you don't know where the Cyclone is. So he might go home. We've got, what, 2 Stalkers and Adept. Yeah, these Marines and the Cyclone. I mean, ideally, you just make sure he's building gateway units, but you don't really want to commit too much here as Reynor. If Reynor throws these units away, he's in big trouble. He's going for Stim, he's going for a 3rd barracks, he's going to go for a little bit of a pokey poke here. He should be trying to lock onto one of the Stalkers. He goes for the Adept, and he should get out of there. Does get the Adept. Oh, he actually gets a few probes as well. Focus down these probes. Yeah, probes are the better target there. Does get 1 probe, 2 probe, 3 probe, 4 probe. Make it 5, make it 6, and then just get that Cyclone out of there. Not too bad. The Oracle is blocking the 3rd with a Stasis Trap, which is a nice move. Oracle does, I believe, lose to a Cyclone. I actually don't know who wins this fight. I think the Oracle might win. Depends on the micro. Nice micro on the Cyclone. Oh, yeah. And he's going to get the kill. He also sees those Stalkers coming. Stalkers cannot see the Cyclone right now. If he just runs straight left, he might get out. Could have tried to hide in the corner of the map. No. Well played. Okay, so MaxPax does shut the Cyclone down, but he's lost all of his map vision with the Oracles, all of his detection. So he's just got 9 Stalkers that'll go forward. The stim finished though. Plenty of Marauders out. 3 barracks pumping, factory, starport, 3 command centers. This feels like a lead for Reynor right now, who's playing Terran against Protoss, but he's just playing rock solid. Just like a bit of a greedy opening, and from there, rock solid play. But this stasis trap is a bit annoying. Now the trick here is you want to run forward with a Marine and set it off without actually blocking where the third wants to land. So notice there, ooh. Okay, tank gets a good shot off on that left side. Stalkers do pull back, and that does not block the base. So that's perfectly fine. A few Marines get frozen. You're okay with that. You're going to transfer all these workers down. You've got the 4th and the 5th barracks, which aren't placed particularly well. He can't fit an add-on on that top barracks, so extra little action's going to need to be coming out there of Reynor, who's continuing to build siege tanks. Charge is on the way, as well as going up to 8 gateways. Now, MaxPax is, yeah, a little behind economically in this game. Does it matter? I'm not sure, because when Reynor actually has to go and stitch together a really nice attack timing, I mean, that's where we're going to see the experience of MaxPax dominating the map with Stalkers, going into charge. He's going to add Archons or Storm behind this. He's really going to be trying to round out this army. And Reynor, when you push with the Terran, it's very different to fighting with Zerg. It's a very different skill set. We'll see, can Reynor match up to MaxPax at that point in the game? 2 Marines go down. Doesn't really cost anything for the Protoss player except some shields and, of course, a little bit of room, a bit of map control. 4th base on the left is there. He's sending just a few small zealots to run around this map and try to rock up in those mineral lines and do some big damage. Of course, there's no real transition behind this right now for Reynor. You can see he's changed his rally point here, so he's ready for the prism drop. He's also ready to pick up and boost across the map. And, ooh, I like the position for Reynor, though. This is actually a really good position. Gets the battery overcharge out real early, trying to bait these units out into the open. I mean, that Archon goes down. Very nicely done. Careful, though. You've taken a lot of damage. The siege tank does beat a zealot in a one-on-one fight. Funnily enough, should do. Yeah. Okay, it does. I was like, I'm not sure. I like the pullback. Reynor says, look, I can't micro both sides at once. Just pull back. Let's treat myself with a little bit of realism here. I'm not that experienced with Terran. I don't want to be microing an attack on the front while defending the zealots. And as a result, he's going to shut this down. He's shutting it down really well. The tank may kill a lot of SCVs, though. He does have to be careful, but good pullback there by MaxPax. Now, this is the point where you do build a Viking, and he is indeed queuing it up. So Reynor realizing that's the right thing to do. He does some supply drops as well. You can see his depot building is a little bit letting him down. He's already done 4 supply drops this game, but his macro otherwise is fantastic. The problem only really is that he has no 4th command center, no 2nd starport, so he doesn't have much rounding this out, right? That's kind of the thing that I notice and look at and go, not my favorite. As long as he sends that Viking out to the right side, that'll be good, but he hasn't done it yet. Storm is not here yet. MaxPax is definitely outnumbered. This is not the biggest army in the middle of the map. It's just a bunch of Marine Marauder, a couple of siege tanks. Reynor has to make sure he cleans that drop up, and I don't think he's done it just yet. That prism will come in. There are Marines ready. Oh, he's going to keep shoving the front. Storm is not quite ready. I like that Reynor's threatening, but not actually diving with it. On the other hand, MaxPax does have a 4th fully saturated. That's a real problem. 4th command center starting now for Reynor, who, of course, has the armory up. Ghost Academy going down as well now. Where is that Viking, guys? It is here. Needs that Viking to go down that right side, and he doesn't have a bunker or anything here. So you can see MaxPax is setting up for, even though MaxPax has the worst army, he's going to be diving the drop in the main, is running zealots in the 3rd, and bam, there's a good chance you walk into Psystorm or get flanked here. Reynor, watch out, he's ready to flank you. Oh, it's a big army, but Storm drop's coming in, Storm drop. MaxPax is doing zealot run bys at the same time. Beautiful spreadies by Reynor though. Really nice spreadies. Zealots do run in that base. Now the drop inside the main gets killed, and he pulls the SCVs from the 3rd. Reynor is chasing his army down as well on the front. What the hell? Reynor with just insane multitasking. He's got 400 APM. He just literally splits, dodges every storm, pulls the SCVs. He only lost 6 SCVs, kills the Warp Prism. I mean, that's just, it's amazing multitasking. It's also amazing preparation, which I think is almost even more impressive. It shows that he understood what his strengths and weaknesses were in this situation and exactly what he had to do to try to finish the game. This is so damn fantastic. He just rolls over. This is game, guys. There's a rally coming through the middle of the map. I mean, MaxPax is trying to hang on for dear life. He's going to do a bit of a shield battery overcharge there. The Marauders, though, just going to shuffle away from those Stalkers. Marauders in the main are killing all the probes in there. And as these other units run in, Mineral lines are getting ransacked. The Zealots will clean up those Marauders, or at least some of them, but Reynor still having enough wherewithal to save some of those. And MaxPax dropping map 1 to Reynor's off race. This tells you just how scary Reynor is. I've been saying for a while, Reynor is one of the best all-race players in the world. So sick. Well, he's going to be reeling after that last game. He is down 0-1 to the off race. And this is where you might get in your own head a little bit and be like, oh man, he's trolling me. Because you are playing a serious hardcore game here as MaxPax. You are trying to win. You're trying to win a tournament. Same business as usual. Doing your best. Storm Gaming's MaxPax in the top right. But your opponent is streaming. He's entertaining today. He's having a lot more fun. He's chilling. He's vibing. And that's when Reynor's is scariest, when he gives very few Fs. He's just a player who really, when he gets that momentum going, he's got that Italian rap in his ears. He's having fun. He already played a tournament with Protoss today. Playing Terran is the way it is. We've got Maples, who got eliminated by Reynor. He's in the Twitch chat right now. He got eliminated in the previous round 2-0. And he says, okay, I don't feel bad about losing to Reynor's Terran anymore. You should not. Anyone who loses to any of Reynor's off races, like, they are so high level. Obviously, give him enough games, he'll show some silly mistakes, right? He, like, you know, because he just doesn't have that many games with the race. But, like, his awareness is so good. Now, obviously, he won the early game in that last one. He did a build order. MaxPax scouted really hard. The oracles did not really pay off. He lost his oracles. The pressure even killed some probes. I think MaxPax should have been quicker to pull his probes away from that marine pressure. And yeah, Reynor had a really good start with the 3cc up against the Stargate. Now, this is going to be a more standard game, right? We've got the SCV comes in. Ooh, he's going to go for the bunker. Oh, very cute, but MaxPax is checking for it. Notice he has a probe down here. Now, I've always criticized MaxPax for mining with this probe and made fun of him. And I said, dude, just mine from the minerals up here. You get way more money. But this is one of those little extra reasons, which he's mentioned as like, dude, I get it. This way you see the bunker while getting some minerals. And very, very wise play there from young Maximus. Reynor's going to have to give up on the bunker. And we'll just have to go back for it. I would imagine this is probably a factory opening behind this. The moment he hits 100 gas, factory goes down right on 220. He is building a second Reaper already. Obviously, the Adept.
Is a fire alarm test.
Woo! It's a fire alarm test, guys.
Is a fire alarm test.
Don't know how well you guys can hear that.
Is a fire alarm test.
Let me know in the comment section.
Is a fire alarm test.
Does anyone also have very invasive fire alarm tests once a month to check the system's still working? I mean, it does make me feel safe. If there is a fire, I know it'll go off. On the other hand, really super annoying. Now, this Adept is chasing this Reaper back. Oh, Shizzle Fizz. We have sound effects on. Wow, so many interruptions to this cast. Sorry, guys. Big thank you, Calden, for the big 51 bucks. Just bought a business looking to open in 5 months. Spreading some love and good vibes. Much respect to you down under. Thank you so much, Calden. Apologies, guys. We've got fire alerts. We've got alert sounds as well. Fire alarms, alert sounds that I usually only turn on in between the games. It's so loud in my ears. Now, obviously, I've got a mic, which is set up pretty decently, so hopefully you guys don't pick it up too loud. We'll see how it goes. Guys! Reynor is getting, literally, people in Australia so excited. So excited. There's no all clear. Reynor's still winning. There's no all clear. There's no all clear, fire alarm guy. There's no all clear. Reynor cleans up the 2 Adepts, only loses 1 Reaper and 1 SCV, shuts down MaxPax opening. MaxPax now doing a normal 2-gate blink into a 3rd base. That's a good defense by Reynor. Reynor's looking fantastic, mate. He's got the Widow Mines on the way. He's going to go Raven behind this as well. He has a little supply block. Those are probably the biggest problems that Reynor's run into, but it's not the biggest supply block because it's not blocking Marines or Widow Mine production just yet, and it's only now blocking SCVs when it's about 6 seconds from finishing. So if you're going to block SCV production, you know, 6 seconds from finishing, it's not that big of a deal. Reynor's going to play 3 racks this time, thinking of just doing a normie frontal push. Very good way to mix things up here. I don't really like the Raven tank, though. I think this is a bit too standard. I would like to have seen him just go straight to, like, Widow Mines with it or something like that. Of course, he does see the 3rd Nexus, so he knows he's up against a more economic play from MaxPax, and it is a more defensive one. And we'll see how it goes. Getting the feedback from chat that indeed they can hear it loud and clear. Other people said, yeah, it's pretty loud. Others say, it's not that loud. It's not too bad, but we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, the Stalker's coming on forward. The Raven is out. That will at least be able to hunt down observers, which is pretty darn nice, man. So where is that Raven right now? I don't even know. Oh, there it is. Okay, Stalkers are going to blink on in here. Reynor. Oh, this is an annoying pressure. Widowmine, though, does get one of the Stalkers already. Not going to be able to get those observers down, though. Marine does fall. Hellion driving about. Sees what's up. It's been doing some pretty good flexible scouting. The Reaper can go in and potentially kill a probe or two. Yeah, definitely nice play here by Reynor. Does get the red hit point one. We'll be able to get 2 probes before going down. Nicely done. And he sees the gateway transition as well. So he's like, cool, you're playing Charge, you're not playing Colossus. And in that scenario, if you're going to play Biomine, you want to be doing more well, sorry, never mind. I was going to say, in general, you want to be playing Biomine against the Zealot style, because then you can have those big boomy explosions to deal with the Zealots. If your Raven can clear up the Observers as well, that's going to cause problems for them. Now, for now, this Observer's done a really good job of just maintaining presence. The Raven is looking to go do the auto turret harass. There's no batteries. There's no real units in position. Just a few Zealots, a Stalker, and a Sentry. But look at the map control MaxPax is getting up. And this is, I think, a more chilled game for MaxPax. He's going to feel a little bit more calm in this one. Doesn't feel like that was the early economic lead for Reynor. Now, Reynor is slightly supply blocked, but this time it's not really a big one, guys. He's got the depots on the way. He has a really crisp third CC timing, which, of course, MaxPax does not know about. Now, MaxPax feels like he's got him contained, but Reynor's going to go in there. He's also going to do a nice auto turret. Does get 1 probe, doesn't quite get a second one, but he does get into the back, which is kind of crucial. So he's got to be careful with F2ing now, though. Doing this build with the Raven in the back, you got to be real careful that you don't mess up on that one. Only gets a second probe there. He damages a bunch, but doesn't really kill him. Now, if this drop can slide past that Observer without really getting spotted, which it might be able to, this Observer might be misplaced. I think he might barely be able to get through that edge. If he can get in the main, he could do some good damage. Most of the Stalkers still on the other side of the map. MaxPax getting ready. So he's got his charge lot counterattack poised. 5 barracks are coming up. Once again, though, Reynor sticking a barracks in a position where he will have to lift that a bit later to put it on location. His rally point is in a nice central safe position. And the Warp Prism does come in. Stalkers pull back on the right side. Widowmine will take out the first Zealot and the Marine Marauder in the choke point. Going to do pretty well there. MaxPax will have to focus fire the SCVs. The double drop in the main goes in. Only gets 2 probes and does have to pick up and pull to the back. Army moving down the left side at the same time. And that Prism is still there, of course. Just being annoying, but not really causing any distraction. I can hear another siren outside my house as well now. That might be a real fire. Oh, nice cleanup by MaxPax, guys. MaxPax shuts down the drop in the back. Army on the front. Look at that great Zealot spready as well. Trying to play like a Zerg player as MaxPax. And Reynor has to run home here. You can see this time MaxPax really being the one to dictate where and when the fights are happening. And Reynor's going to have to play from a little bit behind. So this time, MaxPax has way more control. There is a battery on the third, nothing on the natural, so that Raven could stack up some damage a little bit later in this game. He's going to have to, of course, try and get his tank sieged up down here. Here comes MaxPax, though. That tank is gone, and the bio is already heavily damaged. We've got a drop in the main. It does go down. Reynor with that Widowmine and 2 Marines shuts it down. Very well done. Ooh, that Widowmine does some friendly fire, though. And you know what? I think this is just a good enough fight for MaxPax where he's going to kill a lot of SCVs on this base as well. If there was just a handful more bio here. Oh, he doesn't repair the third. Oh, MaxPax doing the dickhead thing where he snipes the third down. Ah, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. You know what? If he keeps the third up, Reynor's okay. He can keep playing this game. He's got Madavax. He's got a Raven, which he did, of course, F2 home, unfortunately. But with the third going down, that is nasty. So he's going to pull the boys, guys. He grabs the SCVs. He's like, okay, let's go all in. But Storm finishing up behind it. And MaxPax, the master of Protoss, says, fool me once, shame on me. But it's not going to happen a second time, buddy. This is going to be a 2-1. I'm going to win this game and the next one. You piece of shit. And, whoa, no. Oh, auto turret does get down. Widowmines are getting forward. The auto turret just baiting it back. MaxPax, he's got 75 energy now. And watch out, SCVs. The Drilly Boys, of course, and the Bio trying to spread here. He's trying to get on forward is Reynor. He's going to go towards that third base. The cannons and whatnot will go down. Widowmines are getting some decent hits on the right side. Storms, though, continuing to force Reynor back. Very scary Storms. There's one more as well. Reynor is going to have to tap out. He gets overwhelmed. And MaxPax fighting back in game 2. He does not want to get embarrassed today. Oh, all right. We're going to go into game number 3. And this man, he's on high alert. Now, he did shut down in the last game, but I don't know, man. I still worry because I think that's one of the easier builds for him to play against. A bit too straightforward. Once he caught the bunker at the start, I think it was always going to be really hard for Reynor to make much happen. Reynor, of course, in the bottom right side. Going to be going for a barracks gas once more here. See exactly how he can play. We've got the gateway there as well. So just gateway scout in the main here. MaxPax goes gate, gas, sends the probe across. You can see it's just waypointed to scout. He's telling it to go in between the slow zones right up into the main base. Whereas if you just click it, otherwise it will derp through the slow zone a little bit. So just a tiny little optimization there for Maximus. And will we be able to start a Reaper straight away? Or are we going to go... Oh, he's going to go second depot, I think. Is he? Is he, though? Okay, he does see the probe. Oh! Oh! Does he want to wall off? No, he doesn't. Oh, and interestingly, he doesn't raise the depot either. Okay. He's just going to do an expand build. Raise the depot. There we go. Get another drill on him. Taste my drill! MaxPax is coming in right as they hit 400 minerals. And Command Center goes down, though. MaxPax a little too slow on the blocky block. That being said, his own Nexus is on time. And that is, of course, before the Cybercore. So Nexus, Cybercore, second gas, and the second pylon on the low ground. Solid openings, however, with... Ooh, Reynor's reactor. Is that late? Maybe a couple seconds late on the reactor. Not the biggest deal. Definitely just something to keep our eyes on. And SCV production solid now. Reynor did drop a mule. Oh, it's one of the heavy patches. That's okay. I'll allow it. I would prefer him drop it on this patch or this patch, since I'm pretty sure this one here or this one would mine faster than this patch. But as long as it's not one of these low patches that only has 700 minerals, because then you lose mining patches and you don't have anywhere for your SCVs to mine if you drop mules on those ones. So you always want to drop your mules on these heavy patches. This one, this one, this one, and that one. Whereas these other ones are a little further away, so you mine 25 minerals less before the mule runs out, one less load, and it also makes the mineral field run out. So just a hot tip for Terran players out there, if you guys want to be doing that. And this is a third CC. Again, ooh, Reynor's really enjoying the 3CC. Well, it's up against Twilight Council this time. I think this is going to be a build order where MaxPax has a better way of interacting with you and really exerting his experience as a player. Raise the wall. Okay, good raise on the wall, so at least he doesn't know what's going on. Is it 3 racks? Is it factory? Or the much more rare option, which he might be aware of simply because of how Reynor played game 1, and that is the third command center. So I'm normally thinking 3 racks or factory, 3 racks or factory, because third CC is so rare at my level anyway that I almost never play against it. Blink is on the way. We've got 2 gateways and now a robo. It's going to be the same build from last game. Very much just a feel it out game. The Adept checking what's up. You do see that second barracks. Cyclone on the way as well. Cyclone not very good versus Stalkers, but as long as he only builds 1, I'm okay with it. If you build 2 or 3 Cyclones, they're going Blink. Ugh, that's not good, man. Reynor's really just... He's been raising his depot constantly. He's trying to scare the Adept back. Almost caught it. MaxPax, though, has stepped up his game. He's not making any mistakes anymore. He's only got 1 Adept, 1 Stalker, so he's confident playing a little greedy here. And Reynor continues to block his scouting, which is very nice. Cyclone and a handful of Marines in there. Doesn't want to show the Cyclone, that's why he hasn't gone out to kill the Adept just yet, but he'll probably do it in the near future. We've got the second barracks, third barracks, now the engineering bay, and extra gas. That's the second gas guys are on the way there. And, ooh, I think he saw the factory floating over, guys. He would have seen that factory floating over. That does tell him something. Tells him that it's not a 3 racks play. Does lose the Adept though. First Observer is going to be coming across the map. MaxPax. He's building a forge right now, so he does show signs of being quite confident. He's got a 3rd gateway on the way. He's still not 100% sure what he's up against. Of course, as we can see, Reynor is just pumping out those SCVs. His 3rd gas is now on the way. Because as he had stim, shields, +1 attack, starts building tanks as well. All this stuff is very expensive. And to be fair, obviously he's hitting a supply block again, which is not great. He just did a mule as well. Please do a supply drop. There we go. Supply drop as he realizes he's blocked. And time to probably wall off the front of the base. We'll see. He does build depots just in the back for now. Doesn't want to build the wall off. Which is, I mean, it's up to you. It's how you want to play. Observer sees the 3rd command center. MaxPax, let's go to his camera, guys. So he knows what he's up against. He's going up to about 6 gates right now. Will be 8 gates in the near future. His Stalkers are moving forward. He says, yep, up to 8 gateways. He's still got the Observer at the front. And you can just kind of keep an eye. He's like, okay, control with Stalkers, get Zealots. And we're about to find out what his next tech is. And that is even more gateways. Is he going to 10 gates? Man, he's on 3. Going... No, yeah, he's going to 10 gateways. So he's going 10 gate Zealot. I think MaxPax is going to try and take that gold base as a 4th. and get the minerals up on that. He's chrono boosting a Warp Prism, +1. He's got a Sentry for Guardian Shield. He's going to try and take what is now only his third gas guys. He's playing a very mineral heavy style. He's saying, okay, I do think he's going to do an attack with +1 on the third base. I think his whole plan here is, look, when Reynor moves out to take that third, we will bust it with Zealot Stalker and Overwhelm. And if he can, say, catch the tanks out of position, that sort of thing, that could be huge. Gets a Marauder and a bunch of Marines. Great micro. Reynor's got to be a little annoyed at that. Reynor should be able to get the Observer, but he's a little slow on getting it. Oh, man. He does get it. MaxPax will punish, though, by grabbing 1 or 2 more Marines. Yeah, 2 more Marines do go down. Now that there's a tank there, that will at least push MaxPax back. Reynor, though, did suffer some losses there. You can see the immobility of this style and how it can be kind of hard to move on out there. You can see, look at these Stalkers. They're going to keep getting pickoffs. This is such good value pickoffs for Mr. MaxPax. And Reynor needs all of his units up the front. But he has no vision. This is the power of this. 10 gate Zealot. He's even adding Robo Bay. So he's not actually going to use his 10 gates, interestingly. He's kind of poised to do it, but I think he's deciding, maybe no. No, he's going to go for it. If he can just jump on top right now. Shields won't be done for another 8 seconds. Shields and +1 will finish. The first few medevacs are here soon. They're not out yet. And you know what, guys? If he just loses the tanks in the first wave, Reynor's just dead. I don't think there's enough. There's too many Zealots. The bio is going to try and stutter step back. The medevacs are here, but these 3cc builds, if you don't have tanks protected by a wall off, there is always a vulnerable moment, and that's exactly what MaxPax found here. He cleanses the tanks. He's going into Colossus in a 4th base behind this, and he says, hey, you don't have that much healing yet either. Your medevacs are so late. Now, there is a good squad of bio there that could try and defend the main base ramp. And okay, this might actually be going too deep. MaxPax may have screwed the pooch a little bit. I think he's gone in a bit too far. Reynor with some very good micro on both sides at once. He's trying to defend this any which way he can. And he will be cleaning it up for now. So Reynor does shut down all these Zealots. Most of the Stalkers went down as well. Did MaxPax overextend there? He's got 70 probes. He's got a lot of room to breathe. He's still got a Prism up. He got some Zealots home. He has to replace the expensive Stalker Sentry. But I think overall he's okay because he killed 9 SCVs. Reynor is down about 20 workers, which never feels good. It is, though, TVP. You've got 3 orbitals. If Reynor just rebuilds, he can play a long game. But like I said, whenever you play tank styles like this, guys, I'm always a big fan of keeping tanks here, and having a depot wall off. So that basically they just cannot kill your siege tanks without using a Warp Prism or Blink Stalkers diving in, which is way more expensive. But whenever you play a tank style, keeping those tanks behind wall-offs really mitigates a lot of these sort of weird in-between Protoss timings where the Zealots just jump on top, bam, killed your tanks, and get on out of there. Now, Reynor, of course, is still got a very hefty supply, good army, but now that the Colossus is here, that's going to make things a bit harder. Stalkers come forward, though. I think Reynor could probably fight there. He's a little cautious, of course. Zealots are running in on his 3rd base right now as well. Very hard for him to deal with. Ooh. Okay, he's thinking about chasing him. MaxPax baiting him with the main army, allowing these Zealots in the rear to get a bunch of damage. 9 SCVs and a recall. Only loses a single Zealot. Bloody well played. The Sensor Tower is now up, but needed this Sensor Tower to be ready a little bit earlier. What a great Sensor Tower that is. That tells you run-bys in the top, any armies coming forward on the front. He does have some tanks in a bit more of a reserve position now, which is really nice. But MaxPax taking a 5th base. He's got 2 upgrades, Colossus. And I think for Reynor, what he needs to do in this scenario, any Terran player who's in his shoes, swap to Ghost Liberator. And that is not something you're going to have any experience with as Reynor. Because definitely he's showing great play, TVP. But Ghost Lib, I mean, who does it? Other than Maru. Maru might swap to Ghost Lib in this scenario. You know, be like, all right, drop a 4th command center, drop a 5th command center, get the 2nd starport, get the fusion core, start building Ghosts, and just turtle up. Build some turrets ringing the main base, you know, all that sort of stuff. But as it is, I don't think Reynor will have any experience doing that sort of a transition. Now, 2nd Robo's now coming down, as is the DT Shrine. The upgrades, of course, miles ahead there for the Protoss player. But Vikings and Ghost building, so he is still building a kind of, it's a late game comp. Vikings, Ghosts with the bio. It's just not an end game comp, which I think MaxPax, there's no way you kill him before end game. He's going to be pumping disruptors. He's already got 24 Zealots, and even just surviving the next few minutes, I think is a little bit questionable because MaxPax could max out whenever he chooses to. He can just warp in Zealots, be maxed out. There is some Marines and 2 Vikings here guarding against this Prism, and it looks like they should be able to shut that down. Most likely needs a planetary up on this gold base for sure. No planetary there just yet. And you see some Zealots up here. does Mr. Reynor. Mr. Reynor's got to be careful. Manual control is the way to go here. The tank should shoo max packs away. Reynor's thinking about fighting that army, interestingly, but the Zealot drop does come in. 2 Zealots get on out of there. These Marines should be able to take care of it without stutter step. You see that Marines are pretty fragile, but those tanks will take care of it. Nicely done. Observer over here sees everything, guys. He did move the Observer from this watchtower, but it still has huge vision advantage for MaxPax. MaxPax on 85 workers. He's going to go for a 3rd Robo. Blink DT. +3 armor starts up. +3 attack will be coming in soon. Tanks are shooing him away right now. And that Observer... that Observer gives far too much vision advantage to MaxPax right now. Second starport is building down here in the main base, as is the second engineering bay. I mean, yeah, Reynor's trying to turtle it. He's got enhanced shockwaves, vehicle weapons even on the way. I don't know how many tanks he's got. 7? 7 tanks makes it very hard to break. Does kill the Observer. Nicely done there, Reynor. There's disruptors as well, but he's got a good tank line. I don't know if you can really break through this tank line as MaxPax unless Reynor gets caught out of position. He's building a lib, second starport, second armory even. Oh my god, he's thinking about late game, guys. He doesn't really have extra command centers yet. Definitely Reynor does need to think about that. Vikings will get a volley off on the Colossus. And of course they are covered by the siege tanks. You can see where these siege tank circles, you see these white dots, that's where their range is going to be reaching out to. So you can see there's this kind of overlapping series of white circles where you will be taking big tank shots. EMPs could be massive here. And oh, he gets big EMPs. Good disruptor shots. And Reynor with some good spreadies though. I think that wasn't too bad for Reynor. Reynor has been more efficient than MaxPax. Remember, he cleaned up a big Zealot army earlier. He's 2,000 resources more efficient. He's got 2-2 on the way. He's building extra command centers. I think that's going to be another planetary in front of the planetary, which is not a bad idea. MaxPax is trying to just force the issue right now. I don't think Reynor was expecting that one. Disruptor's trying to go around the corner. That's not going to work out. MaxPax headbutts in, and Reynor. I said he wouldn't know how to play late game. I take it back, guys. Reynor knows how to do everything with every race, every stage of the game. There are more balls flying out. He does punish a lot of these disruptors and Colossus, though. And you can see there, gets that last Colossus, chases down a lot of these units, and the units lost have still 3,000 resources ahead. Now, DTs are massing up in the top, but if you can get a second planetary as well, double planetary with their splash damage on the twin Ibex cannon, I mean, that's actually awesome. Now, you guys know it's not called a twin, it's just an Ibex cannon, guys. Yeah, it has 2 big things that shoot, therefore it's a twin Ibex cannon. I don't care what the tooltip says, you fucking tryhards. Wow, Pig, so angry. Anyways, DTs are running in the top side. Oh no! The DT bullshit does come in. 3 shots to the planetary there with the 10, 11 DTs. And that is, of course, something every Terran player has suffered from in the past. Do we have any scans available? Remember that he does not have a lot of energy, guys. Oh no. He doesn't really have any scans right now. Okay, so he's trying to build turrets. He's got a lib there. Oh man, the army coming forward. There is a tank behind the planetary though. Tank plus planetary should be able to hold this off. The disruptors are going to go after the SCVs potentially. Gets a siege tank there. Oh, great reactive spready by Reynor. Should be able to hold that off, but the DTs are going to hit him on the north side again, remember. So there is an issue there that MaxPax is just finding a way in. Reynor is not going to have as much muscle memory in this scenario. It's going to be hard for him to hang on, but at the same time, great defensive position once again, but a lot of his tanks do get caught out. The Ghosts should be able to hold on here. The tanks, the Ghosts, the Libs gunning it down. MaxPax just got so much army killed, guys. Dude, Reynor's efficiency is off the chain. Now, MaxPax has the whole map. He's mining more. But Reynor's efficiency is just wild. He's smashing it right now. The only thing he's missing is the Iron Bank. So the thing is, MaxPax 85 probes are going to be able to mine out the whole map. And Reynor's just like super low on scans, essentially. Now, he needs to leave 2 Widow Mines up here, guys. We all know that Widow Mines are the answer to those Dark Templar run-bys that are going to keep continuing in the top side of this map. And here we go. So Reynor's like, okay, maybe I should just kill this little army. He's only got a small army here. And I think he could definitely do some stuff there. There is still a planetary. No tank there protecting it. But you can see it's dangerous for MaxPax to poke in. He's just trying to... Oh, gets a good disruptor shot. 6 SCVs. Great spready from Reynor, though. And got to be careful on that ramp. Does get some of the disruptors down. He's got to pull back through these libs and tanks, though. A lot of Zealot Stalker coming through. MaxPax playing like a true Protoss player. Massing Zealot Stalker to support the disruptors. So when you try to jump forward on the disruptors, bam, there's more Zealots and Stalkers than you thought, bro. And they are able to take decent fights. And Immortal does get concussive tagged. Takes a bit of damage. But Reynor, I think he's sick of being on the defense right now. A lot of ghosts on the top side. Those DTs are going to fall back. Reynor right now beating the crap out of MaxPax in a macro game. Is he? No, it's still very close and hard fought. Reynor's going to get caught down here, guys. He's going to get caught. There's disruptors there. Those tanks need to siege. And he's just going to pick up, pull back. He's still got libs over there, but they're not in the right direction. And it's so hard to reposition all these siege units. And Reynor's trying to scramble, but I think MaxPax just catches him out of position, trying to secure another base, and that's the moment where MaxPax marauding around for so long, and we see that, you know, it's so hard to defend that. The ghosts are coming from the north. Reynor's not going to crack. I mean, he lost all of his tanks, though, and that's the issue. Remember, he does not have advanced ballistics, so even with the 1-1 libs and this sort of stuff, I mean, yeah, he's got a cool army. Looks like DTs maybe went in there, and the ghosts and the planetary killed it. I'm not quite sure. How many DTs have died this game? 16. But yeah, still the threat of DT run-bys and just the mass zealots so cheap, so expendable. Reynor does not have any bank to work with. I think Reynor should not be taking this base right now. I think he's just got to try and lock things down and keep the efficiency going. It's hard against these disruptors. They find that gold mineral line again. Oh man, that's so painful for Reynor. His work account's not all that good. This tank sieging there. I think keeping tanks next to this sensor tower is huge, right? If he can keep some tanks there, that would be massive, but right now he cannot take the bottom base. I just don't think he can do it. He wants to take this middle high ground, push MaxPax out of here. He's going to stem forward, of course. He's got to do some nice pullbacks. Oh, big disruptor here. Ghost on the top trying to defend, but those disruptors, MaxPax with some expert positioning. He's baiting Reynor around. Reynor is showing immense ability to deal with such a complicated army of Bio, Ghost, Tank, Liberator. But it is very, very difficult to keep his shit together in this scenario. And I think now that he's lost center control, it's just undoable. I don't think there's any way he can deal with the next waves because Zealot DT is going to take out the top base. There is Ghosts there, man. He's splitting surprisingly well. He's got a row of libs here, a nice like emergency setup. The Ghosts, oh no, his Ghosts need to stay up in the top. There is a lot of Zealot DT. It's about to run in. If the Ghost can land the EMPs, he can do it. Remember, DTs are 66% shields. They have almost no actual hit points. 40 hit points only, 80 shields. So with the EMP, they just have to leave and back off. He doesn't really kill any units. You know, MaxPax, oh man, all those Disruptor shots not really landing. A lot of the Disruptors do go down, but you can't chase into Immortal Zealot. The Immortals kill the Marauders too quickly. Zealots as well, decently tanky units. And man, Reynor is fighting so friggin' well. He's still 4,000 resources ahead. He's trailing on the income. He doesn't have many scans. He doesn't have many orbitals. He's only got those initial 3 orbitals still. The Liberator and these Ghosts. He's bringing up more libs right now to reinforce. I don't know if MaxPax wants to push through. Wise choice to pull back there, MaxPax. You forced him to bring some more of his siege units up, but look at this spready. Tanks and libs everywhere. 3 tanks, 11 liberators. Imagine if he had advanced ballistics. Oh, he does. He does have advanced ballistics now. Okay. And look at this. MaxPax still trying to run around and catch him out of position. I don't think you want to push as Reynor, but he's going to try and siege up here and catch the rotate. DTs on the bottom, though, will find a base that's pretty much undefended. This is a great move by MaxPax. MaxPax running in on the south side, and he's going to go for that base. Meanwhile, Reynor does do a decent spready and siege. He's got Ghost coming forward, but remember that he's losing his mineral line behind it. This is a very hard spot for him to deal with. The DTs do kill 20 SCVs. Reynor gets some snipes off, but just MaxPax forcing him to scramble on the front allows the other units to do the damage on the back. And this is the way Protoss kind of just drowns a Terran. It's every time that happens, yeah, maybe you lose some important units at the front, but you can replenish them so easily. You're kind of like a Zerg player, is just, you know, I'm going to swarm over you. The Zealots, the DTs, the Disruptors, the Immortals, they all just come out. And as long as I'm hitting the Terran in multiple areas, rather than just headbutting into his push, I can do well. Now, he's going to try and just overwhelm it. Is this the right call for it? MaxPax, it very well may be. The Disruptor's not really able to hit much. The Liberators cleanse the army. A bad fight for MaxPax. Just as I said, you know, MaxPax has done such a good job of not just fighting into his push, but going around and backstabbing and catching him when he's on siege. But Reynor with the Ghost ranged lib, this is the composition that you need to do it with in late game versus the Protoss, and he is doing so darned well. He has 15 libs out right now. Disruptors cannot handle this many ranged liberators, dude. He's going to go forward right now. Oh, here come the Disruptor shots zoning out, but man, these Disruptors are taking some big damage. The battery overcharge is, of course, a nuisance, but the cannons will fall, as will these units. Another DT backstab comes in. Big tank splashies. Does he have enough, though, of the other units to deal with it? Turret is still there with the libs, maybe, but oh man, that's going to be a problem to clean up. At least he doesn't have to micro at the front too much right now. Does scan, gets rid of 1 DT, make it 2, make it 3, and the last one will get gunned down. He barely cleans it up. Maxpax, though, going around with more. Reynor may have to just pull back and clean this up. This base still looking very exposed. He's only on 53 SCBs. I can't believe Reynor is taking Maxpax to the limit in the late game, guys. I mean, seriously, right now, for anyone out there who's been saying, man, Zerg is Imba, and just dismissing the fact that people are saying that Reynor is a true specimen and that he is better than most players at just about the game in general. I think this is proof that he is one of the most gifted players to ever play this game, one of the most skilled, one of the most hardworking, but Tempests are coming in for Maxpax, and they're going to clean up the Liberators eventually. That's a big problem for Reynor. The Tempest transition so clever. Maxpax barely breaks through at home. Now, Reynor does still have a base mining there, and he's able to build units, and he actually has a good army. The Ghost gets some good AMPs off. That whole army has no shields. Tempest can slowly clean this up, but if Reynor can clear through most of the production first, that'll be good. Meanwhile, at home, he defends the ramp. Maxpax cannot break that ramp. There's no disruptors there as well. So as long as Reynor gets some more medevacs out, he'll be good, but Reynor's lost all of his depots, including his supply drop depots, and that's a big problem for a Reynor who does not have a bank. Maxpax does have a bank, and Maxpax has already got so many robos, stargates, buildings building all over the map. The Liberator in the top, unable to get position. This is actually a map where Liberators with range are actually almost unassailable on the back of this 3rd and 4th base. So it's a shame that he didn't get that up there earlier. Oh, more EMPs landing. It's so hard for Maxpax to break up this ramp. But at the same time, is it time to just leave as Reynor? It might be. It might just be time to leave. Unsiege, pick up, get out of there, go back and join the other army. Maybe the other army pushes through the north at the same time. I mean, the Tempests are trying to shove forward. I think it's time for Reynor to get up and leave. Yeah, I think it really is time for him to get up and leave. And he's going to be forced to do it right now. There we go. Get in the medevacs and get on out of there. Tries to fly back. He ends up leaving one Marauder behind. He does see the probe transfer on the bottom at the same time. Liberators on the top will take out a couple probes, but not that many. Maxpax still has bank to burn. Reynor does not. Reynor is sieging this base. He's going to look to come forward and deny it. Maxpax, he might use these slow zones to pick off a few things, maybe a lib or two. Still got a big scary army. Maxpax is now up 50 supply. It's that bank. It's having the map, the income advantage for so long. Reynor traded so well for such a long time. Even now, he's 5,000 resources ahead after losing all of his center bases. And despite that, I mean, Maxpax is just got too much money. Maxpax had too much map control. Reynor never got the Iron Bank up, so he was never able to drop the mass mule, the scan needed to climb back into the game. Right now, his medevac count's only at 5, so every stim, very hard to recover from. He should be able to deny this base, but as long as Maxpax just makes him pay a big price for it, right? As long as these Tempests keep picking off the Vikings, picking off the Ghosts and whatnot, 1 or 2 at a time, that can be massive. And you can see EMPs do land on those Tempests, but there's only 2 Vikings to get in range of them. There's no EMPs on the Zealot Archon. Nice ball of bio. The Disruptors aren't really there. Reynor's going to have to pull back, though. He clears the Zealots out. There's so much more behind it, and that is the problem. There is just a giant, endless stream of Protoss. 6 Tempests coming on out. He's going to go for one last ditch engage. The balls are going out there, though. Well spaced, well spread. And even though Reynor's spreading against the balls and making them do less than Maxpax would like, you can just see the power of Maxpax's methodical, patient play, his experience, every single ounce of it needed to take Reynor out in a 24-minute macro game. Reynor is a friggin' freak. The fact that he made that game that close when he was so far behind in income, this is the last 10 minutes of this game. He was behind for pretty much the whole thing, and probably 5-10 minutes before that as well. And yet, despite that, he fought so bloody well, still ahead in the units lost, even after getting crushed in the final fight. What an absolute beast, and maybe one of the best Terran players in the world. Is Reynor a top 10 Terran? I think Reynor's actually probably a top 10 Terran in the world. That's so crazy to say. GG, well played, Reynor, you Chad gamer.